And as I was looking through Sunday's games after the 1 o'clock, I had a great start. I just faded in the end. And that's what happens in the NFL. You can get slow starts and kill it on the back end, or vice versa. Again, we do this show on Tuesday. A lot can happen from today all the way to kickoff on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So we try to do our best early to get some information. I mean, I get the script while the Monday night game's going off sometimes. And again, I wake up in the morning, check our lines, check the Vegas lines, check the lines we're using, come up with a game plan, and here we are, pups.
And that's how it goes. So pretty much, let's go ahead and jump into our first game, and that's going to be the Thursday night football game. And the Thursday night football game features two old school teams. Man, these teams been around for almost 100 years, and that's going to be the Chicago Bears and the now Washington Commanders. But fun fact for everybody who doesn't know, the Commanders started as the Boston Braves in Boston, of all places. So Boston's first team is actually in Washington, D.C., guys. So, just want to throw that fun fact out there since we have one of the greatest Bostonians here hanging with us on the show. But, Rhode Island claims Jeff. Connecticut claims Jeff as well, too.
That's why we have the East Coast. East Coast.
You're right. That's why I say the Don of Cape Cod. You know what I mean? We're not just Boston over here. We got Providence rocking with Jeff. We got Stanford rocking with Jeff. Even somewhere in Vermont as well too.
Little maple syrup for everyone.
Right. It's a little New Hampshire there, a little bit of Maine. So let's get into it though. Washington is coming into this game, home team, fresh off of a very, very good game against the Eagles, where a lot of us weren't surprised. Me and Jeff actually had the Commanders last week because we knew that they were going to bounce back from the 37-3. And we all know that the Eagles have their toughest games when the Washington comes down. It seems like Washington always comes to Philadelphia ready to play. So no surprise there what happened in that game. Now, when we look at the Bears game, the Bears have a lot to be desired, man. The Bears jumped out to a 28-7 lead. Their defense was finally playing on point. They were playing good football throughout the game. And then we got to the fourth quarter and things just went to the left, 24 unanswered points. And next thing you know, they lost the game 31-28. But when you look at the numbers of that game, you say to yourself, Justin Fields had a day. It didn't matter how you feel about him moving forward, things like that. He had a day. And Justin Fields, I keep trying to get people to understand, Justin Fields can throw the ball. It's not a problem about throwing the ball. It's about guys getting open. And when guys get open, special things can happen, and that's exactly what happened. But I felt like, once again, Justin had to put way too much pressure on himself to get the win home. And once again, the Bears defense failed him. And, the turnovers didn't help either. But at the same time, too, the Bears defense has to be better. I looked at their numbers, Jeff, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks on the season. This is not the monsters of the Midway. This is not what, George Halas envisioned for his team in the long-term future. They always were built to be a great defensive team and then have a good enough offense to, complement that great defense. Chicago has literally went to trying to find the best offense on in the division. Now we can see that, and they're not investing hard enough in defense, and this is why the Bears have their problem. And everybody, it's just a dysfunctional situation. It's toxic. They're undisciplined. There's just a lot of things that are not going well for the Chicago Bears, and I feel like this week is the best week for them to bounce back. They got 3 days before a game. That's great for them. That's good for them because then they don't have to wait all week to get into their game. The Commanders, coming out of the tough game that they just came out of against the Eagles, it was physical, it was fast. And even Ron Rivera said the team was tired at the end of the game. The offense was tired. That's not good when you say the offense is tired. So I'm thinking that this team is going to have to take a lot to get back into good shape, and 3 days ain't going to be the case. They were going to have a rough week regardless because how spent they are in that game. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Bears with the plus 6.5 here. With the plus 6, Jeff got the 6.5, but I'm taking the plus 6 on the Bears for this game to cover. And you know what? I like the Bears to win this game as well too. Jeff, your thoughts, and who do you have covering in this game or winning
I was
this
just
game?
I was just reading up on some notes, and now it's coming out that if the Bears don't win, the coach could be gone after Thursday night. Some good positives from the Bears offensively: Justin Fields, DJ Moore, um, Khalil Herbert. It looks like they're moving on, obviously, from Chase Claypool. They left him, told him not to come, and they're going to try to move him or cut him, whatever they do. A team in total disarray, dysfunction junction, as we like to say. Commanders, Riverboat Ron decided not to go for two in Philly. They go to overtime and lose, of course. But my thought process here is I bought the hook minus the 120. Anytime you see a minus 120 on ours, we bought the hook to try to get off of a key number or help us our side. So we got the Bears plus 6.5, obviously hoping them that they keep it within a touchdown. Justin's going to have to use his legs, stay away from Chase Young and company. Sam Howell, nice bounce back. He looked great. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. I think this game will be closer than expected. I think the under over we had was 45. Initially, they're saying somewhere in that 24-17, 26-20, somewhere in there, Pops. I know if the Bears can get to 20 or 21, 23 would be a bonus, obviously, but they should keep this within a touchdown. So I like the Bears here, short week. It's going to be all in Justin's hands, though.
All right. So let's